This is about a book I got about a year ago. My uncle and aunt made this book. Right there. I thought I could read it. But here we go. That Addams family. I never knew my grandfather, Walter Hamilton Adams. He was 46 when he died in 1913, shortly before the United States became involved in the First World War, and 15 years before I was born. Grandma and Grandpa Adams had 4 children: Eula, Eunice, Errol Lee, and my father Walter. Errol died in his first year. Eunice was named after my great-great-grandmother Eunice Waugh, known as Grandma Uni. My grandmother Alice Adams, after the death of Grandpa Adams, married Charles Porter. We called him Charlie. After graduating from the Oswego Normal School, now soon Oswego, Charlie taught school. He later opened a Scooney gas station at the top of Crosby Hill. He also had several cabins available for travelers headed north to the Thousand Islands in Canada. I guess my Uncle Eula must have followed that admission. I guess my Uncle Eula of Horace Greeley to go west, young man go west, since he ended up in Aiken, Ohio, where he found employment at the B.F. Goodrich Company. We recently learned that Uncle Eula had had a brief marriage and a son who bore his name following a divorce. He met Helen Hartranft, a young secretary who worked in the Firestone Rubber Company office. They were married in 1922. My Aunt Eunice was a short, freckled-faced woman with auburn hair. She accepted a marriage proposal from Fred Ray, whatever you say his last name, but they settled in Bundyville, a small settlement on the east side of Oswego River between Fulton and Oswego. In addition to operating a small farm, Fred worked at the Minetto Shade Cloth Company, a major supplier of window shades. During what? In addition, in operating a small farm, Fred worked at the Minetto Shade Cloth Company, a major supplier of window shades. During the war, they produced camouflage materials for the Army and Navy. Dad's full name was Walter Percy Adams. His older brother was named Eula Sidney Adams. Little did my grandparents know that the initials of their sons, USA and WPA, would have future significance. After Dad completed high school, he decided on a career as an electrician and enrolled in the Coyne Electrical School in Chicago. His textbooks fascinated me. Later, he taught me the basics of electricity, simple things like lamp wiring, current, and the meaning of terms such as volts, amps, and ohms. OHMS, however you say that. However, this career path did not last, as he later enrolled in the Simmons School of Embalming and Mortuary Science in Syracuse. Following graduation as an embalmer, he formed a partnership, Chapman, Adams and Company, funeral directors in Fulton. In 1935, Franklin Roosevelt, as part of the New Deal administration, established the Works Progress Administration, known as the WPA. Dad's initials had no association with this federal program designed to provide employment during the Uncle Eula enjoyed his patriarch Moncure, USA. Mom's parents, William and Estella Bass, were of English descent. Before moving to the Fulton area, they had lived in northern New York State near the Canadian border. Grandpa Best did not complete school, however, in later years he learned to write his name. Most people in the town knew him as Bill. Grandma Best was a very special woman. She loved everybody and worked very hard to help provide for her family of 13 children. Yeah, 13. That's a lot if you think of it. She was an excellent cook and baker. Eventually, she even made our wedding cake. Well, so his grandma was in his 90s then, 80s maybe. Summers were her busiest times. She was a part-time employee at Snyder Foods, which we simply referred to as the Cannon Factory. It later merged into the Birdside Frozen Foods Corporation. My mother, the third of the bakers, Dustin, was born in 1906. She attended Fulton High School and later received her RN degree from the School of Nursing at the Albert Lindley Memorial Hospital in Fulton. Grandma and Grandpa Best lived in an old but solidly built house at the end of West 3rd. As I'm not going to say the rest of the address, but it was in Fulton. Can you imagine to see who could stand over the one central heat register near Grandpa's chair when he was not working at the Velvet Tissue Company where he tended the boilers? He relaxed in his special chair, listening to his 4-tube Philco radio. That's it. What I'm going to read today.